You're gonna make it. You've seen those videos. Nothing to a free knife. Nothing to a dragon lore. How to make money in CS2. You've run the numbers, memorized flow values and stickers that get overpaid. You've seen those screenshots. $10 skins turned into 1,000. A Karambit fade from a $3 case. Some guy on Reddit turned his investments into a down payment on a car. You can do this. You open Steam, fire up CS2, play a match, and stare at your first weekly case like it's a scratch-off lottery ticket for people who cannot stop inspecting pixels. This is the beginning of your empire, your hustle, your financial freedom, and before you know it, you're broke, bitter, and knee-deep in sand dunes of buyer sorrow. Because here's the truth that you won't hear from any YouTuber. You will never make money of CS2. It starts instantly enough. You play CS2 for 5 weeks to get your weekly cases, you sell it, you feel clever, a few trades, a little patience, and boom, profit. But then you start watching them. The guys with gloves on every loadout. Inventory worth more than your tuition debt. They tell you it is just smart flipping, just market timing, easy passive income. You listen, you learn the lingo, you start tracking the Steam market like it's a NASDAQ. You watch the charts on Buff and Price Empire. You think between investing into Norse collection fillers or revolver case because of the $1.5 million Karambit. You're not just a player anymore, you're an investor, a trader, an entrepreneur with a $1 in the wallet funds and a dream. You start saying things like, it's not gambling, it's volatility. Buy the dip, sell the hype. It's a long-term hold, bro. But what you don't know, what no one tells you, is that you're already in too deep. Now, you're grinding. You're flipping low-tier skins like a flea market hustler. You're spending hours checking floats and wear patterns like it's a fine art. You wake up to check if your StatTrak well-worn knife was finally sold. You go to sleep planning your next trade-up contract. You start praying to Gaben like he's a god. But here's the secret poison in Steam. Steam takes 15% of everything. And trade bots? Yeah, good luck with them. Every other person is trying to do the exact same thing. The bots are faster, the whales are richer, the luckier players are younger and dumber, and just pull the $2,000 knife while you're still arguing in the Discord server about whether the next major stickers will be borderless again. Like your parents' investments aren't that. You start convincing yourself you're just in early stage, but your hours are adding up, and your profits, they aren't. A new collection drops, prices spike, you buy in, they crash, you panic, sell low, repeat. You become a walking economic contradiction, a day trader in denial, a capitalist without capital. And here it is, the soul-crushing truth of it all. You're not lucky. You opened 200 cases by selling the dead investments, you pulled 4 purples, 1 alpha pink, and a StatTrak red that smells like disappointment because it is rarer than a knife. And the worst part, you pulled the cheapest red possible. Meanwhile, a guy named Dog Sushi with 17 hours in the game unboxes a butterfly emerald while streaming to his friends on Discord and chewing on his mic. He's really happy. He unboxed a factory new one, not a field tested. You start to hate him. You start to hate everyone. You start to hate the game. You know what the real odds are. You've read the numbers. 0.26% chance to pull a knife. And not just a knife, but any knife. The odds are stacked against you. But you keep on going because you're not addicted. You're invested and dedicated. Your friends ask if you want to play something else. Maybe a story game. Maybe touch grass. You tell them no. You're waiting for the hot China pump. Now it's not fun anymore. You don't even play CS2. You just log in to check the prices, check trades, check the Steam market graph, like you're watching a patient's heart's monitor. You stop clicking headshots. You only see knife flips and sticker margins. Every new case announcement feels like it's a chance to get back into the game. But reality is, you never left. You're just deeper in the hole. And now you're starting to realize something. You're not a trader. You're not an investor. You're the product. You're the reason the skins economy exists. Your obsession, your grind, your desperation for profit margin that will never come. Valve is a casino, and you're playing against the house. Every item has a cut. Every trader wants an overpay. Every dollar you make is just Valve's recycled dream being passed around like it's a hot potato deep in a cope. You think you're building a business, but in reality, you're just feeding the machine. Eventually, you're gonna quit. Or at least you're gonna tell yourself that you did. You'll try to cash out, maybe sell everything, convert your inventory into real money, but then you remember you cannot withdraw from Steam. That's right, all your profits, monopoly money. Steam wallet funds cannot leave your wallet garden. Sadly, you cannot pay the rent in major capsules. You cannot tip the pizza guy with a weekly case. So you started your earnings $783.12 in Steam. Untouchable. unspendable. But then you remember that you should have used a third-party website that your favorite YouTuber recommended. But it's too late now, a monument to your financial delusions. You use it to buy a couple of indie games you'll never play, maybe a budget loadout. You try to feel good about it, but then you're gonna remember you invested 1,000 in the first place. Deep down, it aches because you didn't want to win a budget skin. You didn't want to lose your money. You wanted to win the Dragon Lore, and you didn't. You uninstall CS2, mute your trading discords, tell your friends you're done. You're switching to Valorant because the skins are cheaper there. You're healed. For a few months, you touch grass, you spend money on real things. You remember what food tastes like when it isn't accompanied by a German guy clicking cases. And then this happens. The pump. You see the headlines. Chinese investors flooding the CS2 market. Phase 2 knives are up 50% in a week. Ugly green gloves are selling for more than Pandora's you dreamed about. Everyone is back. Everyone is making a bank. Skins are the new crypto, the new gold, the new retirement plan. You feel it again, this rush. Maybe you quit too soon. Maybe this is your comeback arc, so you jump back in. Hesitant at first, you drop a few hundred into cases, pick up a couple undervalued gloves, trade off healer collections. Some secret M4 from a guy on Twitter as well. You watch prices tick up, you feel clever again. Then, the ride. Prices start dipping, then tanking, then bottoming out. The M4 you bought? Still on a trade log. The gloves? Still on trade log. The fillers? Still on trade log. Turns out, those Chinese investors pumped the market so they could dump the market. And you're the exit liquidity. Later you see some guy in Guangzhou just quick sold his 200 gloves, 50 butterfly phase 2 and 10,000 cases and made 6 figures. He's now selling an online course called How I Made $100,000 flipping skins in CS2 to kids just like you. And you were down 50% from the point you bought. You didn't just buy high, you bought your last hope. Hope that this time you would be early, that this time you would be selling on the top. Instead, you were the exit liquidity. You were late again. You check your inventory one last time, it's not the portfolio, it is a graveyard. As sad as it sounds, you were never unlucky. You were just sold a dream that was designed to fail you. A dream where pixels become profit, where patience becomes power, where grinding means growth. But this is CS2, where house always wins, where whales swim, bots feast, and you, small fish that you are left clicking, hoping, praying for a miracle that isn't coming. Because in the end, the real money was never in the skins. It was in belief that you could beat the system. And the system is thanking you for the service. You thought you would flip your way to freedom. Instead, you flip your time, your energy, and your sanity for a factory new fantasy that you will never truly own. You start to realize that you were better off buying a skin that you wanted instead of opening cases. You should have just bought the knife that you like and sell when you needed the money.